Happy Friday, guys. I hope that you've had a really good week. I hope it's been positive and productive for you. I've had a really positive and productive week. Feeling very blessed, very tired, but I'm looking forward to the weekend so I can get some time just to rest and to relax. But today, I wanted to quickly hop in here and share with you some of my books. For those of you who don't know, I am an author of 5 books. Hadn't really shared a lot of it on social media for a long time. I think I kind of shrunk back into myself a little bit, but I've decided to kind of get myself out there more and talk to you about my books. My 6th book, Exceptional Not Expected Volume 2, is coming out in a few weeks' time, and I thought, what better way to kind of reintroduce my books to people by doing this short little book talk series about each of my books. So today I wanted to talk to you about my very first book, Daughter Arise. This is the first edition. It came out in October 2010, which is 15 years ago now. This book for me marked the start of my author journey. This book is called Daughter Arise, and it's a journey from devastation to restoration. It is my story of how I went through childhood sexual abuse and the things that happened to me in the aftermath and how I overcame those challenges. At the time when I designed this book, this picture for me symbolized what it was like for me growing up in the care system. The room was, bare for a reason, because it was meant to symbolize not having hope, and the sky was meant to represent having hope and finding God, and finding positivity in the aftermath of such negative experiences. This book was released by an American publishing house at the time in 2008 when my manuscript was acquired by them. That was a pretty big deal. It was an amazing experience to have my book acquired by a publishing house. Back then, self-publishing really wasn't a big thing. Self-publishing took off probably 2 or 3 years after that. And for me, it was a good and bad experience. Good experience because, a publishing house had acquired my book, which gave me a bit of confidence to know that they thought that my manuscript was good. But the bad experiences was that after a while, this company started to try and rip me off for my royalties. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. This book for me symbolized my journey, and the reason why I wrote this book was because I wanted to give voice to my experiences and basically, share with people that there's hope after going through such horrible trauma and childhood sexual abuse. And the feedback I got from that book was amazing. Anyway, in 2017, I re-released the book Daughter Arise, and this is the 2nd edition. This is the edition that's out now. And I did this under my own company, Yimmy Empowerment. I taught myself everything I needed to know about self-publishing. I redesigned the cover, I updated it, I revised the inside as well. And, this book today continues to sell hundreds of copies. The amount of people that have contacted me to say that this book has helped them to find their voice after going through childhood sexual abuse, given them hope. This book has opened so many opportunities and doors for me to talk not only about my experience of going through childhood sexual abuse, but all my experiences being in the care system and other things like that, which led to me furthering on and personally developing myself in so many different areas. I've changed a lot since this book, and when I look back after reading it, again, I can see that some situations in my life remain unresolved, but other situations in my life have turned out in a way that I never could imagine. And, I'm really proud of it. God has helped me so much to become the woman I am today. He helps me to rise out of my circumstances when everybody else wrote me off. And I think that this book is inspiring to people for lots of different reasons. But this book will always remain very precious to me, and special to me because it helps me to understand that I was more than my experiences. I never refer to myself as a survivor, even though I have survived such traumatic childhood experiences. But it helped me to realize that I was more than my experiences. And now today I have been able to go on to do so many different things. So while some things haven't changed, I have changed, my circumstances have changed. And the people who read this book who have gone through childhood sexual abuse, it helps them to find hope and to spark the little changes that they want to see in their life as well. So that is my very first book, Daughter Rise. Turned 15 years old last month. I really should do something to celebrate that, but I just thought I would share this with you today.